There should be a cage and there has to be nipples then.
There has to be nipples.
My nipples are illegal. Will I have to register like a sex offender if I show my nipples to the WPT?
Not if it's an accident. If it's a wardrobe malfunction. Hello guys, welcome back to Aceholes podcast. I am one of your hosts, Nikki Limo.
And I'm your other host, Caitlin Komeski.
And this week we have a special recap episode. If you recall, we did a WSOP Fantasy League where we had very specific point structures. We drafted players, we got pretty sloshed, and we did it with the one and only Joey Ingram and the one and only Kyna England.
Let's go.
Yay. Welcome back to the show, guys.
Lock in. Let's go. We're here. We're live.
Lock in.
I'm
Joey's
excited.
edibles almost locked in.
I got my impersonator here. I'm always feel safe around her, so I'm very excited to be here. I got my fellow Chicago in here. Me and Kyna were bonding over sweatpants, McDonald's, and what are hot dogs? Or I don't know. I don't like jokes and basically not taking shit from people.
They were
so
both reading Playgirl together.
No.
I'm just really glad Joey didn't go with the shorts to give away his calves for free. Make them work for it,
You gotta
Joey.
pay for
Don't
that,
give it
baby.
away.
That on Patreon.
You find that on my passes page. Yeah, find my
exactly.
legs for all the 10 lady fans of mine.
And when we did our episode, we were drinking wine. So in proper fashion, cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I also really want to congratulate you, Nikki, on this completely original idea that you came up with that's so unique and that nobody ever anywhere is doing.
We did it first. we did it first. We get
first.
credit.
Everyone else copied. Also, the only difference is that between the first episode and this one is that we're in Studio 52, where they shoot Poker Night in America. So shout out to our sponsors. Go check them out in the description. We will be doing more games and stuff. I don't know when. Stay tuned. Find out. Go subscribe over there.
I'm ready to throw a game right now. I mean, if Todd's not coming back, I'm gonna hop in.
You want to play some spicy games, prop bets, stand-up game?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Joey's ready to go. But first,
got my fish on the hook here. I'm excited.
was,
I feel like Tom Dwan in that PLO game the other week.
Yes, speaking of
I was gonna
PLO
bring that up.
Tell us about your summer.
Instead of doing WSOP, it seems like you were working more in the PLO scene in LA, yeah?
Well, I was here for some at WSOP, but I was more every WSOP. I've been doing this now for 12 years, 13 years. Come here. Some years I don't come. Some years I come. Every year is different. Sometimes you play a lot of poker. Sometimes you go to the nightclub every night. Sometimes you fall in love with a Brazilian girl. Sometimes you fall in love with a German girl. Sometimes you play a lot of tournaments. Sometimes you want poker to never turn off. Every summer is different. So this summer,
go with the vibe.
I go with the flow pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this summer I spent some time in LA for maybe half of it, and then when I was here, I basically just went out a lot, had a lot of meetings, met with a lot of people about doing more bigger events and doing ideas and doing collaborations for stuff like that for the rest of the year. And I didn't really get to play much poker, which is always the most fun part, to play the cash games, because there's a lot more PLO cash games during the summer. And when the summer ends, every single PLO game basically goes away except maybe a couple. So you only really have 6 weeks if you want to play high stakes PLO comfortably without having to do your own home game, or without politics, or without running a game in the casinos. It's really the only time of the year. So you got to kind of take advantage of that. And I didn't take advantage of that luck, unfortunately. But besides that, it was great. We did this PLO week, as you said, last week at Hustler Casino Live. And it was a banger. It was a hit. Everyone thought PLO cash game streams were dead. And it just needs the right love. It needs the right tender.
It needs the right host.
It needs the right host. Exactly. Most people that host PLO don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. So when you play the game, you're like, oh, what is it? Has he got a pair? Oh, I think he's got But so if you can't explain the game, and you don't have the right players in the game, and you don't have the right people that are running the game to put their energy into the game, then it comes out as a stale product, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So that's what we've seen with a lot of the PLO stuff. And we've had a couple of successes. But I think with Nick Airball really championed this event. He brought in Tom Dwan, and he brought in these characters that have had a lot of continuity throughout the summer, because they've been playing this game for 40-some days. So I got to come in there. I was charged up. I didn't really spend much time in the World Series promoting it. I was just kind of doing my
grinding.
own things. I'm preparing for what I'm doing next, right?
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of people are focused on the series. They got to play this, play that, do this, do that.
That's in the rear view for you.
I wouldn't say that.
What's next?
It's just more it's
Been
fun
there,
to
done
follow.
that.
No, I wouldn't say that. It's just fun to follow. Plus, they don't pay you. So if they're going to pay you, then it's different. But the company don't pay you, then why are you going to put all this effort into promoting their company when they don't give a fuck about what you're doing? So, it's kind of different ways to think about it.
He's a businessman.
No, I don't think so.
Poppy's world.
No, not really. I still love the World Series. I love those.
Did you get to play any PLO events, like tournaments? Or
no,
anything?
I don't play. I hate tournaments. I don't want to play tournaments.
Okay,
That's what I was
You're
saying.
just there for the cash games.
I'm just there to hang out.
Yeah,
it's
you're
like
just
the
there to
most
party.
fun because everyone's in town from every part of the world, and I've done so many shows with people, so it's like beautiful. I know you guys love it. You guys get to see everybody. You guys get to meet
that's
new
like
guys.
Like quite
get
a
to
bit
meet
of
new-
just hanging around, flitting around. Like I didn't play as many events as last year, but I did like come through and like kind of drink and just see friends and like
Catch the main event was the only one of us to catch the main event.
Well,
Good
yeah,
God.
but I did play a fair share amount of tournaments, but I also was really just like fun to go be like, where are my friends sitting, and like go up to the table with my wine and be like, hi, and like just make fun of your friend for a second until the floor guy kicks you out, and then that was like a big part of my summer. I had a great time doing that. Professional real.
Yeah, this was the first year where I felt like I knew a bunch of people. Like last year was my first ever WSOP, and like it was fun because I had a deep run, but like I didn't really, like I was just getting to know everybody for the first time. And this year I was like around every corner, I was like, oh hey, like gonna catch up with everybody. I felt like this was a more fun year for me, even though it wasn't as profitable.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always a good time.
That's how series is because like if you once you really know a lot of people, like because I've been doing my show for 10 years and playing online for like 15 years now, so I know so many people that I've saw through the summer, I did a show with, or I've like talked to everybody on Twitter. So everybody on Twitter is seeing in real life. I'm like freaking out, like, oh fuck, there's like 20 people I only know from Twitter. I only talk with them on Twitter, and I see them once a year, and here they are, and I'm like, oh my god. So it's so fun, but it's so overwhelming. That's why I just stay away. I'm like, oh, because you go over there and it's just like, oh shit, you can't really like lock in and focus. You gotta like there's this, there's just like a lot of things you deal with if people know who you are. So it's kind of a different vibe than when you go there and you're like locked in, which that's hard for these players. I mean, I don't know how they do it. They're like vlogging, they're like talking to the fans every day, they're playing tournaments every day. They're
I'm
putting
so
their heart
bad
and soul
at
into
managing
it.
all these different aspects. I mean, it was hard enough we were doing content like filming a lot of Aceholes episodes and hosting other things like during also playing the series. And that was a lot, but it was a fun time. I would say I was really very, I guess, flattered that so many people like listened to the podcast. It was like way more people than I thought would like be at our tables. At every table, like someone had listened to the podcast, so that was really cool. Shout out to you guys, Caitlin.
Yeah, Caitlin, you fall in love this summer? What happened?
Fell in love?
What happened?
Quite a few times.
I did have a hot girl summer.
Were the legs shaved the entire summer, or was it like what was the
upper thigh?
Don't tell me what I
I'd
need
say
to
my
know.
legs were shaved more often than they weren't, which is running hot for me, as it were. I think I locked lips with more than 2 people.
You're kidding me.
In a 40-day period. Yes, we had a hot girl summer. I had some international dick come through.
That dick traveled the world to get to her.
He really did. It really did. Yep.
She shipped it in.
I don't know that I got the cashes that I wanted, but I did get some other needs met for sure. Which
That's
which I'm
honestly
very
the
proud
best
of.
thing about World Series is that you get to
I'm so humiliated.
You're good.
you get to date these foreign people that you're never gonna meet. They're from like I said, Brazil. I mean, every country really.
Have not spoken to him once since he left.
That's how it always is. It's so weird how it works.
It's
like
a crisp, clean ending. I love a good crisp.
it ain't
clean
over yet. No.
ending.
It ain't over yet. It goes
it
on.
might
There's
be
always
done.
next summer.
There's always next summer. That's the thing. This is the I gotta give a warning, right? This is the thing that when you hook up with someone during World Series is that you got to see them forever. So like, listen, when I'm going around, when I'm going around the room and I'm looking around, I'm like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't think about that. Like 12 years from now, you see the same person there, and you're like, oh my god, like
Wow.
So just a fair warning. I'm sure you guys go through your own thing. You guys are new.
Joey's in his 12-year hoe phase.
No. I'm only in line now. Come on.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I used to have a good time, but now that I'm older, I'm locked in.
You're locked in?
Like 100. We talked about
He's
this
locked
last
in,
time. Like,
ladies.
you're not old. Like, could you please stop referring yourself as old? You're making the rest of us feel bad.
Well,
No, we don't talk about that
Also,
on here.
I
I'm
think-
just saying.
Also, to be honest, I think I'm the oldest, so it especially makes me feel bad.
I feel great.
I'm
I
very
don't know.
old and
It's just,
married
like,
too. I'm
authentic.
not out there having Brazilian dick. I am very married, very old.
Wait,
I
was
didn't
he
get
from-
any Brazilian dick.
No,
Like,
he wasn't Brazilian. He was from New Zealand, so he had that like Kiwi accent,
Kiwi.
like no. I just like mocked him every time we were together. I was just like no.
I played with a guy from New Zealand, and he told me I had a crazy accent.
You do have
I
a
was like,
crazy
what the fuck,
accent.
really?
He wasn't
You got the
wrong.
greatest accent.
It's perfect
actually.
in
Best
every way,
accent.
but he wasn't wrong.
Yeah, you've got the greatest accent.
Never
so.
lose that.
Oh,
What happened
I'll-
with you?
or I'll
What
try
was
not
up?
to.
What happened with you? You were dating
didn't-
Brazilian guys too, or something?
I mean, I did better on the poker front, I think. You know, I had an okay profitable summer. Not so much dick, you know, but it's okay. There's
And you know
always
what?
next
It was
summer.
like the summer that you said like you weren't gonna really go ham on poker.
Yeah.
Like it was like when you let it go and you're like, yeah, whatever, poker schmoker. And that's the year that you like.
Yeah,
you
it was
get a lot of
okay. It was
cashes, yeah.
decent. I mean, I cashed like, I don't know, 5 events or something like
Nice.
that. A couple of the online ones, and it was fun. Yeah, and then I had a good run in the main, so that always feels good to just run deep in the main. And like, you know, you start to think like, I'm gonna be the last woman standing. I'm gonna be the first woman to make the final table.
Yeah.
Like, I had gone through every single day telling people that. I was like, eventually, some woman is going to make the final table, and I see no reason why that would not be me.
Yeah.
And I told like everybody that, and people were starting to believe me. And then I'm like on day 5, and then I started to like kind of get a little nervous. And I was like, oh no, like we're too far along. And then
Keep it
boom,
going.
bam, you know, I lose a flip and you're out, and then you're like, okay, so
Damn.
close. But
So
it was still
close.
fun, still good run.
Yeah.
All mindset.
I think
Yeah.
that'll be like another moneymaker era if a woman even made final table.
I
but
think that room will
they won.
explode when it finally
Yeah.
happens, and it's inevitable. It's,
It's
going,
going
to
to
happen.
happen.
It's going to happen. It's
I
just
want
a matter
balloons,
of time.
confetti, champagne. That's
Wow.
all like those are the luxury items I can think of.
I
I was like
Well, you're
actually
getting-
already
Like, fine,
promising people
fine,
seats.
leather
What
bound.
What about Jungle Man in a cage? Will you take that as a celebration and Phill
I'll
Hellmuth
take that.
in a circus ring costume?
Only if we get to see the nipples.
Yeah, the
like,
nipple has to be there. No, I said if I won the main, or if I even final table, I don't give a fuck if I won. If I won the main, I would wear Phill Hellmuth's exact outfit, nipple included. Maybe his nipple printed out included.
with the Sean Deeb hat
Yeah,
too.
yeah. I
that
will
you
wear
rocked
his
all summer.
exact outfit and hire
I
Dan
think
Coots.
we
to
got to
do the cage.
applaud Phill Hellmuth because listen, this guy's coming out there. He's like 58 years old. He's talking shit on Twitter. He's calling himself a dragon on Twitter. He's talking every day like he's like basically like creating his own existence. Staying positive.
He manifests
staying
his
focused.
reality.
That's what I'm saying, bro. What's this guy's secret? Sevi won another bracelet. The guy can't be stopped. And,
That's why I drafted it on my fucking team.
The guy's a
Phill
god. I mean,
Hellmuth.
he's
on
clearly
the
doing something
produce,
right.
Representing.
People need to stop hating on Phill Hellmuth. The guy is clearly doing something right.
I remember.
I honestly, like, I'm with you. Like, when people are like, oh, that, like, and I made fun of it in one of my little impression videos or whatever, but honestly, it's like, he has 17 bracelets.
Well-
That's an untouchable record right now. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
But you can also make fun of it because it is so easy to make fun of.
I
Like, when you
mean,
see it, you're like, all right, buddy.
he
like,
hired 17
every-
gorgeous ladies and painted them up like kitty cats. That's objectively hilarious.
Yeah, it is.
I don't-
I'm gonna have
don't
the
care
same
what way you-
17 ladies at my bracelet.
What are you going to paint him up
showman.
like?
Can I be one of
Kitties.
them?
Yes, yes, you're all invited.
Can we book the
Joey,
gig? Kyna and I are
you're
just
in.
trying to get some work now.
Be one of these
I'll go.
bikini-
Okay, so how much would you have to get paid to go in the cage? Like Jungle Man was in the cage.
Oh my God.
With Phill, I don't know if you guys can put a photo up of the cage, but the guy did the humiliation ritual, went into the cage,
I
and
honestly
got
think it's a
dragged
kink.
out.
Can
was
we,
that
are
an
we-
Illuminati
I think
thing?
it might be a
That was
kink.
a sex
Low
ritual.
key, like-
That was a sexual, energetic ritual.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Fucking
It can never be.
I think Jungle Man is like doing weird shit, right? Remember he did that one photo? He was on the table like he was Yoda, and there was like 13 naked women around. You guys remember that pornographic music video?
Yeah,
we
the
did?
music video. We
No.
talked
the
about the
music
music
video,
video
yeah.
last
No,
time.
this was
Like,
two things. This was
I don't
Separate
remember the
things?
picture, but I
Yes.
remember the softcore porn music video. Yeah, and he was.
And it was a literal Illuminati mansion poker game.
Yeah.
where they were
Where
all
they were wearing
dressed.
masks and
exactly.
stuff, yeah.
This was the party. This was an
There was
extension
boobies.
of it.
Look it up. It's
Oh my
probably still
God,
out there
I
on
didn't know
Twitter.
about that.
Yeah.
You should put it in the comments.
Are we like
Jesus.
are we like bringing back old stories? This is before COVID.
Yeah.
Everyone forgot everything happened before COVID.
Yeah, no,
so,
I kind of got
nobody
into the
remember.
scene during COVID, so like a lot of these old stories, I'm like, wow, that happened. I gotta look up that.
Oh wow,
now.
yeah. This is what we
Definitely
used to
look
talk
up
about.
this music video, though. It
Okay.
is worth the 3 minutes of your life to watch it.
Okay, so we're gonna slow roll you guys on who actually won this competition by, reviewing some of our teams. Who do you guys think won out of all of us? You think kind
I
of,
definitely won.
and what do you think, Joey?
I got to look at the team. Let me see the team.
Joey
Here's
doesn't
a-
even
here's a
remember who he
team.
picked.
Well, I know I didn't win personally, but let me Phill Hellmuth. Wow, somebody had Phill Hellmuth on their team.
Me.
I'm gonna go with it. Caitlin's Crusher's probably one.
Okay. Okay. Who do you think lost?
Joey lost.
I think she got Spraggy on her team. I don't know if I don't think Spraggy did that good. I got Bredo. I don't think he did that good either.
I have Alan Kessler. He cashed at least 30 events. So
Alan Kessler cashed a lot of events.
The thing about Alan Kessler is you either got to follow him his whole life or you can't follow him at all. There's no in between because he can.
No, I'm a Chainsaw fangirl. He said he was going to be on our show. Alan, you said you were going to be on Aceholes during the series.
He was a little teased. Well, he wanted to go see his optometrist, who's gorgeous, and so we can't blame him.
Yeah, he was going to be on Aceholes during the series.
He canceled on us.
He's such a romantic. I always see him on Twitter. Like there's certain guys in poker Twitter now called Poker X or whatever the fuck we're going to call it. But there's certain guys that like consistently slide into girls' replies. Right? I don't want to call it anybody lately. There's one guy specifically I'm thinking of, but Kessler's always one of those guys. Where he's always
shoots his shot.
He's always in a pretty girl's DM, but publicly and asking her to like dinner.
And then they go.
I'm like, dude, this guy like.
I have gone to dinner with Alan multiple times.
See what I'm saying? Like, you see what I'm saying?
I mean, he's always a gentleman. And people joke like, I mean, sometimes like we pay a little bit of the tip, but generally he pays, and he uses his comps. Like we have to use the comp. Like he'll never like buy the dinner, but
doing something right.
Yeah.
Listen, he cashes a lot of events. Okay.
So Kyna didn't.
So
all right, should we start with Kyna's team?
Yeah, let's start with Kyna's team.
Okay, Alan Kessler cashed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 events and made 2% run and scored 16 points.
Let's go.
For Kyna's team. He was her second most point producing player. Who do we think is Kyna's number 1 point earner on this team?
I'm pretty sure it was Spraggy, probably.
Spraggy? No.
Are you trolling right now?
He's so trolling.
I think Spraggy.
You do get double
Spraggy at least showed up. He showed up, and he was proud to show up.
I
and
just
be on
follow
the team.
Spraggy mainly on like Instagram, so I don't really know like.
Scraggy. Spraggy cashed 4 events
and he gets double points.
1 deep run, and then he gets double the points. So he locked up 10 points.
Let's go.
Team.
And he had a great summer. He's one of my favorite poker couples. Him and Marley. They're so cute.
I know.
I wish I had a love.
They're the best. We
poker
miss
love
you.
like that.
Shout
I
out
never
to
had a poker
Spraggy
love like that.
Marley.
And Chauncey.
And Chauncey. The thruple.
No, so her top performer was Sean Deeb, who won a bracelet and made 3 final tables.
She snatched him right before I was about to draft him, too.
Yep. So he was good for 31 points.
He always does well every summer.
I know.
Maria Ho and Dan Smith both did pretty well. Dan Smith final tabled, and Maria Ho had 2 deep runs for 8 points each, respectively. And then Rampage didn't have as prolific a summer as he did last year or as good as some of his WT events, but he still did get 3 cashes.
Well, to be fair, he's busy being owed, allegedly.
Oh, my God. How crazy
that got to weigh on your
story.
soul. Think about it. You got a guy,
Lord.
He posting stories on his Instagram page with stacks of money, like a phone. And you give this guy money, and then you go, bro, where's my money? And the guy's like, I don't fucking know. And now you're going to be grinding the series. You're playing high stakes. You're swinging. It's like you need the right mindset.
Yeah.
And you cannot be in the right mindset when you got these sort of things over your head sometimes. So I think you saw that with Rampage this summer. He was very emotional. I talked to him a bunch. And
a lot of therapy golf posts. But he did final table this hybrid event where it was online. It was an online tournament, but then the final table was live. And it was at the WSOP, and it was like streamed and stuff. So
he did well in the online events. Online events do not count, as a reminder, and we're only doing the live bracelet events.
Live bracelet.
What? There were a lot. Like Sean Deeb also did really well online.
You're
he had a bunch
kidding
of
me.
We said that in the opening episode, Joey.
We were very clear about that.
I would never have picked Victoria Lipschitz if I knew that.
Well, you picked who you picked.
You picked who you picked. All right, rounding out Kyna's team, her weakest performer. Who do we think her weakest performer on the team was?
Ryan Lang.
No, Ryan Lang scored 12 points.
Nice.
He had a couple of deep runs and a bunch of cashes. Michael Rizzuto, and am I saying that right? No.
Risotto. Just keep saying names how you say them.
Pastaman. And then
shout out to Michael.
Adrian Mateo, Ryan Lang, and Risotto all were good for 12 points. They put in a lot of volume, got a lot of cash. Your weakest performer was actually Jason Kuhn. That might have been because he just played the high rollers, but he did have 2 cashes, but he was your weakest performer.
And then he had a baby.
He had a baby.
When he had a baby.
He's leveling up right now in the business world, I think. So he busy guy. He don't got
Yeah,
time
it didn't look like he put through the grind.
Yeah.
And then your bench player did really, really well.
Shout out to
JJ
Lou.
Lou
Let's
final
go.
tabled an event, and
Nice.
she also had looks like 6 other caches, so she would have been good for 11 points had you
Nice.
put her in. But all in all, your total point for your team was 117.
Wow.
Let's
Let's
go.
go.
Sounds pretty good.
Let's go. Okay.
All right.
Congrats.
Joey, I
Oh,
wasn't
boy.
planning as getting as detailed as that, so I'm not running through your whole team, but I wanted to highlight your best players.
I want to know how they did. I'm trying to like prepare for next year.
Okay.
Like I gotta
Who
get
do you
the
think was your best performing player?
Dan Negreanu.
He was not. Daniel Negreanu performed very well.
Okay.
He got you 20 points.
Nice.
He
What a-
made a few top 2% of things.
Okay.
I think one final table, but he mostly just like cashed a lot. Like he just cashed a lot of events, and he ended up getting you 20 points.
Nice.
You're what?
I also bought a piece of him on Poker Stake, and I think he lost money for that. So unfortunately, but
too
I'm glad
bad.
he got a bunch of points though.
He did get a bunch of points. I don't know how many bullets he spent to get you those many points, so maybe that's why he lost money. But
what it is. I mean-
he did get you 20 points, which was a double dig.
Okay. He wasn't my highest person though. Yo,
Gary Division.
Yao Vera, my man from France.
He did very well as well, not as well as D-Negs. So what was sad about, how do you pronounce it? Yao Vieira?
Yeah, Yao.
Okay, so he, unfortunately, the events that he deep runned in, you get 5 points for making a final table.
Okay.
And in 3 separate events, he was on the bubble of the final table. It was the difference of him getting 1 point or 5 points. So there was like 3 different events where he should
Kinda
have
scoring is
gotten
that?
you way more points, but he was 1% off from that.
Unreal.
Your best performing player was actually Gary Division.
Gary Division.
Let's go, Yuri.
Yuri Davidsky?
The guy was grinding like a madman, I think so.
He got you 31 points.
Let's go.
Like by far.
That's Sean Deeb numbers.
Dude was grinding for your team.
Thank you.
So I actually played the mystery bounty. It was like the first event I played, and we made the money. We were on the money bubble, and he got moved to my table, and I was so excited. I was like, Gary Division, and he just laughed. I'm sure he had no idea what I was talking about, but it was so.
He
pretty
doesn't
cool.
watch
like,
Aceholes?
I mean, he might,
He
but
probably- I
like
think he does.
he was a good sport, and he laughed, and I was like, are you at the right event here? This is the $1,000 mystery bounty, but like, yeah. So he was grinding. He was playing everything, I think.
Who's my worst, guys?
Your least performing player was Victoria Liveshits. I'm sure because
We
she was
love you,
grinding
Victoria.
online. We love you, Victoria. Nothing to
Shout
do
out Pocket
with
Queens.
her, Pocket Queens. But
So
yes,
wait, no. So can I move Josh Aurier into her slot?
No,
then?
you cannot because
That's why
you
he's
can
on the
play.
bench. You get an
You
option.
can only move your bench player into your roster if your regular roster is injured, sick, where they can't play any events, or banned from the WSOP. Not because they performed poorly.
Okay.
Otherwise, everyone would be
Well,
a fantasy master.
I thought it was more like you could put in your bench player and replace one of the people in your starting lineup.
You
if
would
wanted
love
to.
that because Josh Aria won 2 bracelets this year and got you 29 points on the bench.
Oh my
Useless. Gary Division actually won a bracelet as well. He was your other bracelet winner. You had 2 bracelet winners, but one unfortunately was on the bench. So, Joey, your total was...
Dude, how do I put Josh Aurier in the bench? What a fucking terrible move that was.
he got so many points, 29 points.
This guy's a god. How's he do it every
your,
summer?
Your total was 119. If had you had Josh instead of Victoria, your total would have been, let's see, 117 plus 29. Math.
No one help her.
136.
No one help her.
146.
140,
146. Yes.
Oh, so you would have beat me by what did I have? 144? You would
No, you had 117.
Oh, I have
Mama.
117.
So what did I have?
You had
111?
119.
So I
119.
lost.
Yeah.
I
Let's
thought you said
go.
144 for
One
some reason.
time. Let's go.
Damn it.
Damn, you were talking all that shit, huh? Damn. My team definitely beat yours, Joey. Okay.
Can one
Let's
of us
go.
beat Joey though?
One time.
Let's see. Let's take a look at Caitlin's cashers. My team got a lot of hate on some of the message boards and comments. I don't know why. I'm amazing at this game. So Angela Jordanson did very well. Both she and Ashley Frank were good for 10 points. My girl Ashley Frank got 16th is that right? 16th or 18th? Yes, 16th in
The Monster Stack.
In the Monster Stack event.
Yeah, she had a deep
I
While
was on
posting
her rail and
every
helping her
update on
celebrate.
Instagram story.
And that was right after she was on our podcast. So, you know, the
Aceholes Run Good
Aceholes
is
Run
real.
Good is real.
Is that true? What about the? I mean, whatever.
Not for us, but for, you know,
not
for
not for,
whoever's the
never
guest
for
on.
me.
I was gonna
No.
say, wow.
I mean,
Well,
Kyna,
I mean,
Kyna
you
was
were
a
about
guest
to
and
do
run well.
she
What are you
cashed the
talking
main.
about? Yeah, I mean, I had a great summer. I had the best summer of my life personally.
You're
so
welcome.
I
Kyna
believe
cashed
the
the
run
main.
good's
You had the best
real.
summer of your
Yeah, I
life.
mean,
It's
this
the
is the
Aceholes
greatest
Run
summer of my
Good.
life, yeah.
We
Credit
sacrifice
for
our
Aceholes,
run
yeah.
good for
For
our
you.
guests.
Thank
That's
you.
what we do.
That's not. I mean, you guys ran well.
We're
but whatever.
generous.
Selfless.
Okay, so wait, so okay.
Okay, so I had
So Poker Face Ash, she got 10 points.
Yes, because
Okay.
she gets double because
She's a
content creator.
Yeah.
So she cast 4 events with 1 deep run. So
Your
she.
content creators got double,
duh,
too.
yeah, sorry, okay. Sorry about that.
Yep.
kidding.
And then my other content creator, Kevin Martin, did come to play, even though he told me he wasn't going to play. He cashed 3 events with 1 deep run, good for 8 points.
Nice.
My girl Cherish cashed 6 events, good for 6 points. Amo, Andrew Moreno, he cashed 3 events, not his bang up year. Corey cashed 3 events with 1 deep run, good for 4 points. My top performers were Pads, Patrick Leonard from Mariold, England. He actually got a podium finish for me, which is good for 7 points. He got
Perfect.
3rd in an event, and he put in a ton of volume, cashed a bunch of other events. He got me 18 points.
Also an Instagram story, Hall of Famer. Him and
Oh,
Poker,
absolutely.
Him and Poker Ash, they can't have a break and not share it. So I like that. If you're like a fan of people that really want to give you updated,
Oh, yeah.
in
Yeah.
depth, those two are the people to follow.
I
'cause
can't do that many updates. I feel like it's a jinx. Like if I start to like try to bring the update,
That's how I
energy
feel
and do
too.
too much. Like I
Yeah.
feel like I immediately get jinxed.
I
Like
don't
if
start-
if I photograph my stack, it's like goodbye stack. Like why would you tell people about it?
I do it if I already made the money, or like if I'm close to making the money where I'm pretty sure I'm going to make the money, then I'll start posting like the journey to get there. Like I'll take pictures along the way, but I won't post it unless I'm about to get there.
She's like,
My
everyone
rule-
busted.
I'm
Like,
scared.
yeah.
I'm scared.
My rule of thumb is no updates till level 16. A bagger level 16 is.
I don't like that. I
when
think
wait
that you want to
do that.
update. I'm going to give you guys some sauce, okay? So basically,
Sauce.
right, you don't really want to update for every event. You want to update for events that are special to you.
Okay.
So you decide what makes it special. Most people do it by buy-in size, but there's other ways, and you can show your audience that this means more to me by updating. But when you update on everything, it's really hard for your audience to differentiate what really matters to you. So that's how you can sort of let them know. So if it only matters to you when you go deep, then it makes it clear you just got to go deep, and it kind of makes your strategy as a creator
It
easy
does matter more to me when I
execute,
go
right?
deep.
Yeah.
So
I
Every
semi
way.
agree with that. I'm not an updater either, but like I don't even like, if I have people buy pieces, I don't really even update them unless I'm out. But for bigger events like the Win 10K, the main event, I did post like break time updates and like hands and stuff, a little bit more, but just for like my core group of people, not for like the entire public. I don't know, but I like the idea of the jinx too. But the one tradition that I do have is that every time you have 1 million chips, you have to post it. Like that is because
Ooh,
it's
yeah.
very
Smart.
rare
Yeah,
to have
that's
1
good.
million
Yeah,
chips.
that's a
So
good
when you have
rule
1
of thumb.
million, you have to post it.
Okay.
And when there's
forgot
69
to do that
players
during
left.
the series. Yeah, but like it's fun, and you can like use the 1 milli song.
I had 1 million chips once, I think, this series in the Salute to Warriors event. I really thought that was going to be my event.
Oh man,
I was like in the top 10 chip stacks like at one point in the tournament, and then I just, it was a spot where like I could either like triple up or lose like half my stack, and the latter happened.
sorry.
So it's RIP.
Didn't go your
GG.
way.
GG.
The thing is, there's always another tournament.
Yeah, that is the thing.
Like to me, as a tournament player, it's so like I barely play tournaments. Like I've won 3, and like they just seem so easy. Like when you, not to say that they are right, but it seems like
super
worst
easy.
right now.
with tournaments, it's
Easy.
like, I mean, you just gotta stay in a good mindset. Obviously that's hard to a lot of people. They can't stay in a good mindset. But
Yeah.
if you can stay in like a positive mindset, but obviously it's hard when you're losing. So
Yeah.
But maybe and maybe the variance, right? You say it's not easy, but it seems like
I
pretty
actually agree with
straightforward what
that.
to do.
Like if you aren't a tournament grinder and you're just playing them like once a week or whatever, or a couple times a month, like, and you're winning or you're cashing most of the time, like it's easy to think like, yeah, like I like tournaments, I'm doing well, and your mindset just winning begets winning type of thing.
Yeah, I think if you accept that losing is just like a part of poker, then it's pretty straightforward what to do. You just keep playing, you keep studying, you work with the coaches. Like it's never. I'm studying poker every day now. It's never been easier. Like I'm shocked like how easy. I'm like, oh my God, there's like this coach, there's this, there's that. The hardest part, you just got to keep doing it. And you got to keep staying in the right mindset. And obviously, right, consistency's hard. Game selection's really hard for a lot of people to understand in tournaments. Whereas like cash games, it's really straightforward on what you focus on to win. Tournaments, it's a lot of other factors, it seems like. But it always amazes. I don't know. I'm fascinated in some ways by tournaments, but people just talk about them so much. I'm just like, oh my God, I can't.
You hate them.
He's over
I don't
it.
hate them, but
you said that earlier.
I've been listening to the updates on WSOP Twitter for like the entire summer of like this tournament. Everyone's so excited for the World Series of Poker, and then
it's exciting.
I know, I love it. That's like gets me so hyped, and then but as soon as it ends, people just never post again. I'm like, what's like?
Everyone's all depressed.
Yeah, like they're like, what am I gonna talk about now?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like
No, well, we always get those like post-mortem posts from people. They're like, well, I'm back, and now that the dust has settled,
Yeah.
I can reflect on my time.
Yep.
All right, back to my team. Justin Bonomo final tabled 2 events, 2 of the high rollers with 1 deep run. He was good for 14 points. And Chrissy Foxen also final tabled for me. She was good for 11 points. But my top earner was Jeremy Asmus, who final tabled 3 events.
wow.
And had 4 other cashes. In addition to that, good for 19 points. My total for Caitlin's cashers was 103 points.
All right.
So I'm in the lead. You're kidding.
Currently, you are in the
Barely,
lead.
Joey.
See, I'll slow roll
barely.
me.
Now we're going to see who wins and
So
loses
y'all are definitely
based
slow
on the
rolling me here, huh?
Necronos.
So last but not
You've
least,
got Phill, Hellmuth, and Chance. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my God.
and I said my team was the best from the fucking jump, but no one was listening. Anyway, you don't know. I didn't take note of like who final tabled what. Like I just contabulated all the points.
Contabulated.
Yes. And so like
As thorough as
I
Caitlin's
did
been.
this last night, but I didn't know we were like separating like, oh, this person final tabled X amount of time. So forgive me, players on my team. You all did wonderfully. But
Yeah, my notes are so much more well organized.
just didn't know we were doing that. I thought we were doing like best player, worst player, like who won. So
You guys prepared, I
my
like it.
best performing player was Mr. Phill Hellmuth.
Dude, this guy's a god, bro. 6th
is.
round, unreal.
I know. I like scooped him. Like if we were doing keepers for next year, like Phill Hellmuth slam dunk keeper for sure. I don't know why he went after Alan Kessler, but also I do know why. We love you, Chainsaw. So he got his 17th bracelet, and I think it was due in part to me because my first cash at WSOP was a $600 deep stack, and I was right next to him. Like he was on my direct left when I busted, but before I busted, I was like, I think this is the year you're gonna win your 17th, and I fist bumped him.
You're
and we
kidding
took a
me.
picture,
Dude,
and then
you are
a
not-
week
you're
later,
not allowed to
Ouch.
talk to him.
I swear to God. No, and I have pictures of this, so it's like it's well documented. Is me. And I interviewed Josh Arya before his bracelet win as well. So you're fucking welcome, everybody on everyone's team. But Phill Hellmuth got me 26 points. So he cashed a lot. Most of his points came from cashes. And again, he was one of those that a lot of these mixed games, to get top 2%, you had to be like a podium finish. So if you didn't make final table, it was the difference between getting 1 point or 5 points, and he was on the cusp of a lot of final tables. He would have probably got me a lot more points if that happened. Right behind him was Chance Cornuth, who had quite a great series. He final tabled a few events, and he was like running deep in other ones, and
Including the main.
Yeah, including the main.
He got
as you saw,
executed by Rigby, our boy Riggs.
with the ace king suited versus the aces. Very tragic. Both had huge stacks. He got me 21 points, so that's great. Chip leader coaching, everybody. Go check it out. I am an affiliate, so I'm going to put my affiliate link if you want to check it out. He's a very good coach. There you go. Adam Hendricks right behind that. 17 points. I didn't know that Adam Hendricks had that great of a year because I didn't see him posting a lot. And again, like if you don't post, like I just don't know. Like,
He did some posting about his Will Jaffe beef. That was
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
that- I
one of
knew
my
about that.
highlights of the summer.
That obviously
I
is
loved
like
that
a
beef.
that gotta be like a. It's like WWE with those two. I don't know what's
Yeah.
going on with those guys. I'm like,
I wasn't
what
sure if
Oh,
it
you
was,
think it's
if
fake
it was
fight?
real or
We think
fake.
they
you guys
faked it?
talking about? There's no fucking way that's real. Come on.
That's what I thought.
Oh
It's-
my
there's
God.
no way it's
No,
real.
they-
But
I think they're like they probably got.
it was a good sell,
They
guys.
got on the phone. No, it wasn't. What are you talking about?
You tricked a lot of people.
Who?
Not me.
Whoever was
Nikki,
tricked,
apparently.
they invited in my
I
cash
didn't
game.
think
Because
so.
if you were tricked by that, I want you to play. I want to play poker with that guy or girl, whoever was tricked.
Or gal.
By that. No, they're not beefing. They're gonna. I mean, maybe they're gonna have a match.
I can't
don't know.
imagine Adam being in a beef with anybody.
I don't think
Especially
Dangus
for
really
being
An
cares.
called a
Alaskan.
dusty rag.
Yeah, Dangus don't really care that much about
No.
anything like that. He's
I liked it though. I like spice. Anytime anybody swings for the fences, I'll be there rooting you on.
For sure, for
Give it a shot.
Caitlin and I are kind of fighting right now. Like, so I don't know.
What?
Maybe we'll have a breakout feud.
We're having a huge fight.
Maybe if you're gonna watch that, like maybe if it gets views, then maybe we have a fight.
We'll look into that.
We'll definitely talk shit about each other for sure. 'cause
I
we're
already
fighting.
don't like you halfway, so
I halfway
think
don't.
it'll
Yeah,
be easy
like
to
I'm
commit.
75% don't like her.
Oh shit!
She ate
it's starting.
canned soup. Disgusting. Anyway,
This
yeah,
feels just as real as the Hendricks Will Chaffee fight. I totally believe it.
yeah. Okay.
David Peters got me 14 points. Alex Foxton was my number one pick. He got 12. My worst performing player was Dan Cates. He was very busy during this
In a
series,
cage.
being a tiger for Phill Hellmuth.
I think he's
In
doing
a
so much
cage.
right now. He's playing cash games.
Yeah.
He's got podcasts.
doing charity events. He's making content. He's getting in a cage.
He's currently at the Triton event, I think, in London.
Yeah, he posted something about being like his phone got stolen in London.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's really overextending himself right now, and that's what every content creator do. He's trying to like build his channel. He's trying to get himself out there. He wants to go to charity.
Podcast.
He said he wants to change the world and be an avenger for positive difference in the planet. So his entire life mission is geared towards that. So he's
Okay.
trying everything right now.
Not gonna hate that.
So I can understand why he didn't perform very well.
He
for
got me
your team.
0 points. He's the only player
about
on
that.
any of our teams to get 0 points. I'm
Wow.
not trying to, come down on you, Dan, but like I wish I could sub in my bench player. Wasn't able to because that's not the rules. He did play in the WSOP. So my bench player, Katie Lindsay and Chris Mormon together, because y'all allowed that, would have got me 9 extra points, but not able to use them. My total, Phil Ivey, by the way, played a bunch of events. Fuck you guys. And he cashed a lot. He got me 11 points, double digits, okay?
He's a legend.
Double dig.
Double dig
legend.
Ivy is what he called himself.
Did you also give him a fist bump too as well during the
I'm
event?
too scared to do that. I can't even look him in the eye. I don't know.
I feel like he's left a lot of people hanging in his life.
Yeah, Patrick Antonius actually only got me 1 point as well. I thought
Well, he was
gonna
busy
do
playing
more than me.
2K, 4K
Yeah.
on in Bobby's
Did
room. I
he
think
cash
every
the
day.
main?
Yeah, I saw him about it.
That was the only event he got.
Okay,
yeah.
he was sitting by me. He had like a real big stack, and then he had not so much. I don't know. It was just like a roller coaster, but it was nice to sit close. to
Yeah,
him.
yeah, that would have been very nice. Very nice.
He's one of the,
Are
like,
you objectifying
a
Patrick?
little bit.
Antonius?
He
You're
was one of
kidding me.
those that
She
does
was
the
reading
stretches at
Playgirl
breaks
earlier.
and stuff. I like the players that do that.
That man's
It's,
seen a green
you know,
juice in his life.
Go
He
ahead, do
looks
some
fit.
stretches over here. You know.
Fit.
The guy take care of himself. He used to be a model.
Yeah.
Do you guys know that?
I
No,
believe
I did
that.
not know that.
You guys didn't know
I
he used to
believe
be a
it.
He
model.
kind of looks like Fabio a lot in the face.
When Patrick Antonius first started playing on TV poker for like 6 years, they would never say Patrick Antonius' name without first saying he was a model.
Really?
They'd always say, "Oh, and Patrick, here he's a model. He's a tennis player, Patrick Antonius." Every show talked about how he was a model and he played tennis, right? And now people don't even remember he's a model. It's crazy to me, but
That's
you can
really
tell
crazy.
he's very takes care of himself, very fit, very spiritual, loves to have a good time, loves to party, and he's pretty funny. Like I've got to know him a little bit over the past couple of years, and legend,
Well,
true
maybe
legend
he was
of the
busy
game.
modeling because he got me 1 point.
He was literally playing 2K, 4K every morning at like 7 a.m. in Bobby's room and posting on Instagram.
not playing for my team.
He was neglecting your team, but I feel like you should get points because he was battling the high stakes game every
Yeah,
day.
it's not fair. I should be able to sub in my bench
No,
player.
no,
you
no
picked him.
rewards for
You
cash. Not in this game.
Oh, sorry.
Even if one player gets 0 points, I guess you still can't sub in your bench player. So if I
Unreal.
can't do it, you can't do
How
it.
about we each get one sub?
You're
It's not what we're doing
You're
here,
already
Joseph.
winning. Like you're already ahead so far.
So
Dude,
the
she's slow rolling
Necronos-
me. She's been talking about how great her team was all day.
The total pointage for the Necronos was 118.
Oh my!
Joey Ingram,
Ingram.
the
You're
DJ
kidding.
Legions and
You're
Edibles,
kidding.
won the fantasy league
Let's
By
go.
1
You're
point.
by
kidding.
1 point. If I was allowed to use my bench player or fucking Dan Cates got me even one single point, I would have been tied.
I was so
But
passionate about this
It
about the
went
drawing.
to who it went, And that is the true winner.
Let's go.
Of
Oh my
the
God.
competition.
Listen, I just want to say that it was great. And, I did some preparation about 20 minutes beforehand. And I basically knew the best resources to go to. And I leaned on those resources. I thought in retrospect, I could have made a couple picks differently. But I'm very pleased that Dan Negreanu appears to be the points leader, 30.
He
Sean
was
Deeb and,
Gary Division.
Gary
Gary
Division.
Division.
Dude, that guy's so fucking good. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What a God. Thank you, Yuri. Thank you. Let me thank my team. Can I get
Yes,
Can
please.
you show my
Speech.
list? Can you show me my team, please? All right.
Yes.
Listen, big shout out to Dan Negreanu. That guy's a fucking animal, vlogging every day. He really was a powerhouse for my team. Unfortunately, Nikki wasn't as prepared as Caitlin was for the points breakdown, so I actually don't know how many of the points a lot of my team got, but I do know that Yuri and
You're
Yao.
taking strays over here, Nick.
Listen, Brock Wilson got you 13 points.
Okay.
Steven Song 9 points.
Okay.
Victoria Lipschitz 2. Zanzak 7.
Okay.
Yo Viral got you 4 points only because he got double points for being a contact, so he got 2 and then it was 4. Brad Owen got you 8 points, which was 4 times 2.
Let's go, Brad.
And Darren Elias got you 7 points.
Dude, that's quality. I feel like the underperformed team this year. Great team. Brad worked hard. Darren worked hard. Yo Viral was doing Yo Viral things. And Dan, Zach, Victoria, Brock, Steve. What can I say? Thanks, ladies. Oh, man. You guys put up a fight. You guys
So
put up a good
as
fight.
the winner, unfortunately, our losing team was Caitlin's Cashers.
Oh, sorry, Caitlin.
As the winner, you get to decide what crazy costume you would like this madame to wear at the WPT in December for an event.
Do I pick the event?
I don't know. Maybe you can.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not
Maybe.
playing
Yeah,
any
maybe you can.
25Ks or
Depends what she
anything.
wants. Yeah, she can't play that event or PLO mixed game.
You
something.
know I'll be playing the ladies event. You know I'm going to fuck up that Deuce 7 single draw.
Okay, so I get to pick your costume for
Yes.
one event and you're going to do whatever the costume is.
whatever the costume
Will
is. and she
you
has to do
also
it.
partake in the costume?
I
out of
didn't
solidarity?
lose?
No, I'm
I
not.
didn't lose?
So I'm not saying you lost. I'm saying
Or
out
like
of.
recreate like
dragging
like
you down with me,
like
bitch.
a couple's costume. I like it.
Yeah.
I think this
Out
needs to
of-
be like a couple's
out-
costume.
I beat you.
See, Kyna is getting what's going on here, right? Out of solidarity, it almost makes sense if I'm able
He's
to
making a
assign a
lot of
costume
sense.
to
The
both of
shit
you.
I think that I agree. I agree.
I
You
did
are
a
a
lot of
team.
work
You are a
for
I
duo.
agree. They're making so much sense over here, Nix.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
Well, take a vote in the comment section.
Okay.
If the audience.
I got no problem just picking a great costume for Caitlin, but my mind immediately goes to some doubles
I
here.
didn't fucking lose. I don't know how this
But
is
it's like
happening
your
to
show.
me.
Like why would you want to leave your co-host out?
Because she
like that?
lost.
Making great
We're fighting now. This is a feud. This is going to be a big dramatic feud. This is our falling out.
Well, if Kyna wants to
Nikki
join you, I
won't
got
wear the
I'll get a
costume.
third.
No, I
I feel like you
still
all
a
should.
little
You all
angry.
lost.
Like I can't even believe that it was like a
lost
1-point
more.
difference between
Great
all of us
dictator.
here. Like you beat me by 2 points, you beat Nikki by 1 point, and
You be killing
Yeah,
a
you
lot
get to
more
glow.
than
But
that.
I
Yeah,
also
about
had
6
the best player, one of the best players on my bench, right?
Yeah, that was your fault. Team
your fault,
management.
yeah.
Terrible
Yeah, I was,
manager.
I was like,
Terrible.
I'm sorry, I blacked out by the end of that. We were drinking too much. I should have seen Josh Ari. Josh Ari's
you
a god.
were,
Like, why do
you
you
were like, wait, I don't get any more players? We're like, Joey's a bench player.
we had to call the clock on you like 3 times too. I was prepared. I did research. Sure.
Yeah.
Please go revisit that
You got
episode and
lucky.
see how
You got
prepared Joey
lucky,
was.
Mister.
I
You got lucky Dan Cates was busy doing a lot of stuff.
Dan Cage wasn't preparing a cage costume with Phill
He won
Hellmuth.
2
He
bracelets
could have got
last
some
year.
points. That's what I'm saying. Last year wasn't making content as much.
Yeah.
Now he's thinking about how do I get in a fucking cage
Phil
with Phill
Ivey, who
Hellmuth.
everyone made fun of me for,
Also, if the-
got me
if-
11 points.
Phil Ivey.
If
Just
if
the
the
hottest
online
people
tournaments
possible.
had counted, Sean Deeb got second in one of the online tournaments. I think
Oh my
I
god.
win.
And Rampage. Oh my god. And Rampage final tabled.
Yeah.
Well, that one counted, right? Because it was like a hybrid one. You didn't count that one?
No, the online events didn't count.
Oh, that seems like that's unfair. That feels like Kyna should win.
was an
that was
online.
hybrid.
The
It
thing
was
is,
an
she
online.
He played
literally
a
wrote the
final
rules.
table.
She
It was
wrote
an
the rules, though.
online. You
You
have to
know,
wear a
yeah.
costume. Oh, so if you won, does Joey have to wear a costume?
Yeah, I think so. Actually, I think if I won, all of
'Cause
you
of
are going
that
to wear
hybrid
costumes.
costume.
Wait, wait, what do you? We already talked about the points and what through them. No, you won because why?
Well, now you're trying to make all of us wear costumes. Now I don't know
Okay.
if you won or not. I don't know if you won. I don't know if that's legit.
Right.
Okay, so
Refill.
I just want to make sure the 3 of you are now agreeing that you will dress up in a costume and I get to pick it.
No, I know.
It was
I
the
do not
loser
agree.
has to wear
Team
a costume.
Aceholes should have to wear a costume.
Excuse me. I got second
Okay,
place.
so we got 2 votes for
Can y'all
costume.
just let me know when you pick the costume?
We actually got 3 votes for costume for you to join to 1. So I feel,
True.
well, I mean,
This is not a democracy.
okay, so I don't know the costume yet.
Okay.
I have some ideas in my mind.
Okay.
Okay. The first is that you have to dress up like me going to
How did I know he was going to
going
make me?
to a football game in December at
Oh,
Soldier
I love it.
Field.
I love it. That is the idea.
You wear face paint?
With the little mustache.
And they're going to show
and
you on the
sweatpants.
screen as the diehard Bears fan.
That's like paint a letter on my tummy.
I don't know, but listen, I'm gonna
Brainstorm.
I'm gonna ask my fans. I'm gonna say, Kaylin, listen, she got to dress up in anything. I don't know, we got all ideas are out there to be chosen.
We know she's comfortable dressing up like a man.
I think you're gonna dress up like anything. And the
What?
thing is, you're able to pull off every look somehow.
I know. So you
Yeah.
gotta get creative here.
Like
you gotta
some-
make her look ridiculous.
Like sometimes
thought
there'll be
I
some
have to-
dots, and other times there'll be a lot of, like Nicki Minaj dots, in your face. Like, I don't, like you're very accurate with your depiction of like a beard, like a
Pixelation
fake
of the,
beard.
of the
Yeah,
beard
like
is
it's
very accurate.
It's impressive. Like there's a bunch of like sometimes you're tan, sometimes you got like a different wig. I'm like, where'd that wig come from? You know what I'm saying? So I get to be adventurous with my costume.
You
for
do. Yeah, I even have like old burlesque costumes. You can get real
Wow,
creative
take
with
it
it.
easy.
It sounds like
This
she
is-
wants to wear that.
what
Don't
I'm
pick
saying.
that one.
Can I be nude? Can I
She
please
really
be
wants to wear a
nude?
corset.
Why are you-
Well, yeah, let me have the corset, and then I'll also draw on the beard with the mustache.
She's already wearing the nipple tassels. It's
I
just
am.
I told her not to, but
That's how we're ending the episode today.
yeah.
You're gonna be. You're real thirst trapping right now. I can tell.
I'm
You're.
doing my best. God damn it, Joey! I gotta find.
I'll
a
make you look
mate.
good. I'll. Yeah. He might have lied. I can't partake in this conversation.
Pour some more wine.
Refill a clock.
We actually did buy some costumes. We have these two, like Queen of Hearts and King of Hearts, like card costumes. 'Cause we were gonna do like a sketch, and those are pretty ridiculous looking. And I have those in my closet if she wants to wear one. Not me though, 'cause I got second place.
So you only.
Yeah,
you
I'll wear
don't have to-
anything.
you don't have to like panhandle in the costume either, right? Like you don't have to go.
No, I think I just have to. Should I act like I'm
She has
not
to be in
wearing
a cage
costume all
for
day?
sure. She has to be in a cage.
The thing is I think you have to be in a cage.
You have to be in a cage.
For whatever you wear, like we got to let you out of the cage, Jungle Man style. Like think about it, right? We put the cage. What if we get a fucking
Yeah,
band?
and we'll hold the
Oh!
signs behind.
Well,
if
you
we
know,
get a band?
WPT is always hiring drum lines and all kinds of crazy circus
Yeah.
performers. Maybe they're down to collab.
Yeah, I busted before I got to see any of those shows.
Whoopsie.
Do you guys remember Alex Dreyfus and when he did something called the Cube, where people stood up and they played heads up poker 1-on-1? Have you guys ever seen that kind of? You see that?
No.
You guys ever seen that? Wow, you guys are wow.
Cube? No. I might have seen clips, but I don't remember.
I'm showing my
watching
age with this one.
specific
Okay.
episodes.
So, okay, perfect. Okay, so basically there was this big cube in a warehouse that was soundproof, and people would stand up and play heads-up poker in it. Okay? So what I'm thinking for Caitlin is there's a version of the cube that we basically have 15 people are wielding it out, right? And they're chained up and it's locked up and she's inside the cube. So there's a band around that's like doom, 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 just beating the drum on, and then the cube's coming and you're there in your costume and Kyna's
I'm
there
not
in her costume.
I'm not in a costume.
And then it come in the main, that hallway in WPT ballroom, it comes in, goes in the ballroom, and then I'll open up the cage.
Can you show a nipple? At least one nipple.
I'll open the point, okay? And then I'll let her out, and then she'll come out in whatever the costume is, right? But it's
Yeah.
kind of like that movie 300. Well, I guess it's like the Hellmuth thing. Never mind. I'm just recreating Hellmuth's idea here, but
yeah, but it's better.
Sorry, I'm
because it's
just-
the cube. No, people
passion's coming.
people play heads up on it first. Like there's a heads up match between Chance Cornuth and Landon Tice happening on top of Caitlin's cube, where she's in a costume inside the cube, and then
Yes.
the winner of the heads up match unleashes Caitlin out of the box and has to show a nipple.
No, I was just gonna say there should be a cage and there has to be nipples then. Like
There
definitely.
has to be nipples.
My nipples are illegal.
Yeah, we'll put a male nipple in there.
Someone's like, no
Gotta get a guy,
nipples.
a
Yeah,
male
no kidding.
areola.
No,
Or just
I mean
like
I'll
a-
show
like a-
my lip nipples, but like I don't know if WPT has the budget to blur. So
You
Do you know how much
wear,
press
like, a
they would get for
t-shirt.
that?
do they got?
They would
Would
get
they
so
black
much
box
free
me?
press.
Like a Phill Hellmuth chest, like printed
Will I
on a
have to
t-shirt.
register like a sex offender if I show my nipples to the
The
WPT?
thing you gotta
Not
really
if it's
think
an
about that.
accident. If it's a wardrobe malfunction.
Maybe you can borrow Sashimi's nipple
Bodysuit.
alleged nipple bodysuit.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, good ideas, guys. Good brainstorm.
Can't wait to see it.
Are you
I'm
ready
passionate
to
about
play another game that you may perhaps win or lose? Maybe you have to wear a fucking costume, Joey.
Yep. We're going to play sort of a saucy game since we're drinking wine today. We're going to
Okay.
make it a little
We're
bit
already
of a,
sauced up.
of a drinking game, and a game we like to call Do
You
You
want
Want
to
to
answer
Answer
this or not?
Probably not.
The timing on that. Wait, that was so great.
Our new thing is we don't discuss the names of the game
don't have
before
the
we
names.
say them, and
Regroup, think of
it's
it at the same time.
synchronized. Yep. So
These
in
are like a
Do-
modern day Robert De Niro and Martin Scorsese over here. I love it. You guys are fucking,
Thank you. Thank you.
So
it's like
Do-
it's
you
a
heard
classic
it here.
collaboration
Glasses
partners
back
right here.
on for this saucy game.
Okay.
Do You Want to Answer This is a game in which we're going to take turns asking each other. You get to choose who you want to ask, and you get to write your own question. We're going to ask each other saucy questions that maybe the person wouldn't want to ask. If you don't want to answer your question, you have to take a big old gulp of wine.
Hey, those with Nikki and Hey.